What's up, guys? I'm not sure how this works, but we're on a live call here. I'm going to talk to you about dream boards and what about them. What are they? Why use one? Use what works, guys. I was at Financial Peace University. I'm not going to say where, not going to say names. I don't even know who this person's name was. And I'm still in the class right now, actually. Um, this is crazy because I started using things like I have a vision board. It's basically a poster board with pictures and words and things that apply to the vision I have for my life, and so I can look at that over and over, see it, and kind of program my mind to start seeking those things out subconsciously as well. And as funny as it may sound to you, right? I mean, Dave Ramsey is like, I don't know how many. I think they make almost 100 million a year in revenue, and there's people in this class who are broke, who are in their 60s, 50s, and 60s, broke, dead broke, trying to get out of debt from their credit cards of stupid decisions that they made. I'm in the class too for the same reason. My point is 50s and 60s. So if you're in that situation, I'm not knocking you. Well, hear this story. This is very fascinating, especially for the young people who are driven and focused and feel alienated by whether either their peers, leadership, or not leadership, but um, people who are older than them, maybe family members who don't know how to believe in your dream. Careful who you share your dream with, by the way. But this is what I looked over to my right. We're watching these videos, people who have paid off all their debts, who are now living incredibly generously. Up on the screen, we're all watching. Oh, let's watch these inspirational videos. We watch them. People are tearing up. This, that, and the third. And one thing Dave says is have a dream board. And I was like, yes, I have a dream board. I'm on the right track. It always feels so good to know when you're on the right track because Dave's somebody worth emulating, at least business wise, okay? And so I looked down to my right, and when they said dream board, and this lady in her 60s, okay, 50s or 60s, a single lady whose financial situation is probably not ideal, or she wouldn't be in the class trying to find financial peace, is writing down in her book dream board as an action step. And I looked at it and I was like, I literally am this kind of guy, right? If you're this way, then you would resonate with me a lot with the shows. I looked down to my right. I kept looking at it too. I was like, John, recognize this, download this image into your brain. Here's a 60 plus year old woman or 50 plus year old woman. She was very friendly. We sat next to each other. Nice lady, who wrote down in her book Dream Board just now. Not to say maybe she doesn't have one from the past or anything, but she probably doesn't. And I'm not saying she ever knocked a dream board, but guess what? If you got family members or people who don't believe in your dream, it doesn't matter. What works works, and so having faith is important. And dream boards is an effective way to start reprogramming your thoughts and showing you that you can do it and that it's possible. And what makes me laugh is when if I had met her and I talked to her um, about all my dreams and my podcast, and I said, yeah, and here's how I did it, guaranteed she wouldn't have asked. People who are that old typically are so stuck in their own world that they don't ask questions of young people because they think they know better in every capacity. In a lot of capacities they may, but in a lot of capacities they don't. And so I don't see her saying, in other words, oh, how did you do that? You know how rare that question is, especially from someone any age older than you? Wow. Point is, when Dave Ramsey or somebody who's a hexa-millionaire businessman, incredibly famous, says, do this, it works, and then I write it down without questioning it. The naivete, the arrogance of, oh, I'll listen when, and the unawareness, the lack of self-awareness to realize how arrogant it is to then only take advice from people who you perceive to be hyper successful, and therefore they're worthy of you emulating. That is so, in my opinion, there's so much that goes into this, why people aren't where they want to be, and it drives me up a wall sometimes to think how many people just hold themselves back. It's the case for most all of us, right? So don't be that kind of person, but also realize dream boards work. And the moral and I guess the purpose of me making this video is to share how exciting it is when those moments in your life happen. When you are reassured by a person of moral authority because they've been there, done that, and they are telling you to do it too because it works, and there's no like reason for them to tell you other than to help you. It's not like they get money if I make a dream board. They're not selling the supplies. It is so reassuring. And then when you look to your right and there's a person in their 50s or 60s, I mean, my heart goes out to them. I have empathy. But you see them writing down dream board, like I need to get on that, like I should do that, you know? And how many people knock you or like, why would you have a dream board? Or, and I don't care about people who don't believe in what I'm doing. I just don't, because they're not meant to be a part of the journey yet. And that's fine. It's just interesting and so reassuring, and it invigorates you, you know what I mean? When you see somebody that much older finally take the advice that you would have given them if they had asked, or that they could have gotten earlier at a younger age if they had been asking questions. So the moral of the story is always be a student of life, no matter what your age. Always ask. Everyone you meet is an expert at something you're not, and everyone. And what else? Use what works. Don't judge it. Just use what works, right? As long as it's like morally, ethically, and yeah, not harming anyone and helping, edifying. Yeah, it's crazy, but yeah, guys, I just love moments like that in life where you're sitting there and you realize that you are in a good seat, and you're blessed, you know. And I know I am, and I'm grateful for that. I appreciate it. It's all God. Live wide open, guys. Keep getting after your dreams.